Hello, I'm Sandy Arnette. On this edition of Commuter Connections, we'll introduce you to MTA public outreach efforts to inform transit riders about the Baltimore Link Transit Plan and get their feedback. MTA Police are working to make the holiday a pleasant and safer one, and we've got a special visit from Old St. Nick, all right here.
MTA TV, the recipient of a 2015 Telly Award for Television Excellence.
Welcome to Commuter Connections. Last month, Governor Larry Hogan announced exciting plans for overhauling the existing transit system in Baltimore and replacing it with a better connected transit one called Baltimore Link. MTA is currently holding a number of community public workshops throughout the area to inform Baltimore area residents about this plan and to get their feedback. Joining us with a look at the workshops is MTA Director of Service Development, Michael Walk. Thank you for joining us, Michael.
Glad I could be here.
Now, there's a lot to the Baltimore Link Transit Improvement Plan. Tell us a little bit about it. For those who don't know what Baltimore Link is, how would you describe that?
Baltimore Link is a transformative plan for the future of transit in Baltimore. It's comprised of many pieces, but the center of it really is a completely redesigned transit system in and around the Baltimore region, including a new type of service we're calling CityLink, a completely redesigned local bus and express system, as well as investments in infrastructure, things like transit hubs and also bus-only lanes and other many more components that really make the transit system something that'll work better for this region.
So how did the Transit Improvement Plan come to be?
Well, it's actually several years of work that went into this plan. It really started back in 2013 when the Bus Network Improvement Project began, which was a project that sought to overhaul the bus system. And during that project, we listened to our riders and did a lot of data collection to understand what this region needs to have a better transit system. And that grew and developed into what we have today with Baltimore Link.
So now I know a big part of Baltimore Link involves improving the bus system. So tell us a little bit about that. What are some of the changes that may be coming?
Sure. In the Baltimore Link plan, about every bus route is proposed to be changed in some way. And we focused on frequent transit service. We heard from our riders over and over again that I need the bus to come more often during the day for me to be able to use it. So we really increased the number of frequent transit lines, or bus lines that come every 15 minutes or better during most of the day. We actually add 205,000 more people to the frequent transit network, and over 130 jobs will be added to the frequent transit network under this plan. Also, we increased the service area of the MTA, giving transit access to 30,000 more people that today don't have it.
That's awesome. So you're really trying to connect people to jobs and I guess get them where they really want to go.
Absolutely, as fast as we can get them to their important destinations.
So when was the last time anything like this was done for the Baltimore area?
It's actually been a long time before a real improvement plan was put in place for the Baltimore area. At least a decade since a hard look has been taken to look at the bus routes and where they should go, or where people want and need to get to today.
So what's the rollout plan? When will people start to see the changes, or are some of those changes already happening? Well,
it's many phases. You know, right now we're in the public engagement phase, and then after that there's several important milestones. June of 2016 is when we're proposing to add 5 new express routes, and then June of 2017 is the big rollout of every other bus change that we're proposing to do.
Okay, so with the bus change, now that's called CityLink, am I correct?
Yeah, so there's a type of service called CityLink. There are 12 high-frequency, color-coded routes that run every 15 minutes or better for the majority of your weekdays and run basically 24/7. They're the best type of service that MTA would offer in our Baltimore Link plan, and actually 78% of our current ridership actually lives or works on a CityLink route. So those CityLink routes, the 12 high-frequency routes, will be used by a lot of our riders.
That's great. And do you anticipate getting a lot of new riders, people who maybe have not considered transit before?
That's one of our goals out of this. You know, the main goal is to serve the riders we have better, make the service more reliable, easier to use. And just by doing that, which benefits our current rider, we also expect, of course, an increase in ridership as people see transit as a viable option.
That's great. So now I know we talked about when we introduced you that, you know, there are some public meetings that are going on. So I guess you're trying to step up efforts to get the word out about what this transit improvement
plan
absolutely.
Is. It's so critical right now that we need public feedback. We have a series of 10 workshops that I've scheduled through the end of December. And those workshops are all available online if you want to get the schedule on MTA's website and you click on the Baltimore Link banner. Also, we have the schedule of workshops available in our metro stations and on buses. So we encourage riders, interested persons to come out to these workshops to learn about our proposals. And this is a proposal, it's a draft plan. And we can't say that enough, that we need our riders and our interested persons to come out to these workshops, go online, and submit their comments. We need their help to make this the best plan it can be.
So if they have input, this is the time.
Now is the time to submit that input. There's many different ways as well, not just a workshop. If you can't make it to a workshop, we actually have a hotline number. It's just 410-454-1998. You can submit your comment there. You can go to the Baltimore Link website, and there's an online comment form. All the information is there in the downloads, and you can view maps of every proposed route, and also go there to provide comment. And we also have an online forum where we're actually talking with riders online about these recommendations and getting their feedback right there on this website.
Okay, so there are many opportunities that people can take advantage of to share their comments about the plan.
Absolutely.
Okay, and they have until the end of the month.
Yes, December 23rd is when we're accepting comments up to.
Okay, great. Thanks again, Michael.
Thank you.
Coming up next, a look at what MTA Police are doing to make the holiday a pleasant and safer one. That's next. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Camille Watkin, and I want to send out a special shout out to all my family members and friends. Happy holidays!
Happy holidays, Baltimore.
Hi, everyone in Baltimore, Maryland. This is Kimberly Cole. I just want to say happy holidays.
Hi, I'm John Burrow from the Office of Communications and Marketing, wishing everybody a happy holiday.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
With a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 home runs.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs, just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
MTA Police are working hard to ensure the holiday period is a pleasant and safer one through their holiday policing efforts and their annual Adopt a Family outreach. Captain Kelly Holman of the MTA Police Force joins us with more on these holiday initiatives. Welcome, Captain Holman. I appreciate you coming and joining us on Commuter Connections.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So tell me a little bit about Adopt a Family.
Adopt a Family is a program that was initiated by now retired Officer Stanley Smith. It's an idea that is community-based, just to help foster a better community police relationship. That idea was supported by the chief and then implemented in 2002, actually.
Oh, okay. So it's been around for a little while.
Yes, a little over 13 years.
So how did it get started? What made you all want to do this?
Well, we saw a need. You know, the community that we serve every day, we saw the need. So retired Officer Stanley Smith decided, you know what, I want to do something, I want to make a change. So we did so.
So how do you select the families that are a part of the Adopt a Family program?
Well, we go to the Department of Social Services along with the Department of Recreation and Parks and the Baltimore City School System. Collectively, they provide us with a list of families who have actually requested some assistance during the holiday season.
Oh, okay. Now, are you finding that this need is growing every year?
I wouldn't say that it's actually growing, but the need is actually, it's prevalent and it's there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now when the families, how do you determine what to provide for them?
The kids actually submit lists to Santa. They write Santa a letter, and we get those letters, and we sit down and decide. Actually, in our police department, we break the families up into different groups. So one area of the police department will make it 2 or 3 families, and then that one area will actually go out and buy everything on the list that the kid has requested or is dreaming of to get from Santa.
Okay.
So anything from the little hoverboards to video game systems, anything, baby dolls, teddy bears, we try to make sure we provide it for them.
So tell me, do you actually bring the items to the family's home, and is Santa and Mrs. Claus with you?
Actually, we have a school location. Each year we pick a different school somewhere throughout the city, and we invite the families down to this big event where we have our own replica of Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and these are actually police volunteers. and the kids sit around and we actually call out their name when they come up to receive their presents. The kids come and they get their bicycles and they see scooters and things of that nature, and they're so excited. It's like chicken noodle soup for the soul.
Wow. And I'm sure that's an awesome feeling for the officers.
Absolutely.
But also, I'm sure the kids, their faces are just lit up and they're just so excited
the kids,
and happy that you all are there for them.
The mothers just can't believe the wonderful work that we do. They're really appreciative.
That's great. So this is something that you all are providing. It's not through a sponsor or a company that helps provide some of the items that are on the list.
This is strictly funded from the MTA Police Department.
That's great. Now, is there any other law enforcement agency that does in the area that's doing something like what MTA Police are doing?
I'm quite sure the other police departments in our surrounding areas are doing what they can, but I do know that the MTA Police is the only self-funded campaign.
Oh, okay. So tell me a little bit about some of the other things that you all are doing in the community, particularly around the holidays.
Well, for the holiday season, I know that we have increased our deployment, which means basically we have stepped up patrols in the areas that surrounding our stations that are contiguous to shopping malls, just to give a heightened sense of presence to the patrons and employees as they're going about their day. We've also initiated putting plainclothes officers as well as uniformed officers on all the modes of transportation. That's including the MARC system as well.
Okay, so and I'm sure it makes the transit riders feel a lot more comfortable.
Absolutely,
seeing
absolutely.
Officers in uniform, and I assume that you probably have some that are in plain clothes as well.
Absolutely. We've also reached out to our allied law enforcement agencies for additional support.
Oh, okay, great. Now, if a transit rider sees something, maybe some suspicious package or activity, what are you advising them to do?
If you see something, you say something. You report anything suspicious or what you may think is suspicious to our 24-hour MTA Police communications line, and that number is 410-454-7720.
Okay, and while we're on the subject of the holidays, people are out and about carrying, shopping bags, all sorts of things, and oftentimes, not always paying attention. What are some of the things or some of the tips that you can share just on keeping yourself safe?
Well, the first thing is always be aware of your surroundings. Secondly, we try to make sure everyone remembers to keep anything that is valuable secure. Cell phones, any type of electronic devices, as well as the packages you just spent your hard-earned money on at the shopping malls. Yes.
Just keep your eye on your packaging. If you, like you said, if you see anything suspicious, just be sure to call.
I know one thing that I've noticed actually personally, is when I'm out shopping, I see people bring their packages and lock them in their trunk, and then they go back to the shopping mall.
And I used to do that too, yes.
And you never know what would-be thieves are actually watching you. So you've just put everything valuable in your trunk, and then you leave your vehicle there. So maybe you should think about relocating your vehicle if you're going to put, your packages in your trunk.
That's good advice, and I know a lot of people tend to do that. It's just, you're shopping, the bags get heavy.
Exactly.
And you're like, well, if I can put them in the car, I can go and do a little bit more shopping, right?
Exactly.
So, okay, wonderful. So now if someone wants to get involved in the Adopt a Family program, even if they just want to volunteer or help sponsor it somehow, is that possible? Is there a way that they can reach out to MTA Police to help?
Absolutely. They can call our MTA Police communications line and leave their information, and we'll call them back. We always love volunteers. We even have our own Santa and Mrs. Claus, and they're actually police volunteers.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much again for joining us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Just ahead, we'll be joined by a special guest who is responsible for making the holidays a joyous time for both young and old. He's Santa, and he's next.
Good afternoon, MTA. This is Rob McMillan wishing you a happy holiday.
Hey, happy holidays, everybody in Baltimore.
My name is Margaret. Happy holidays.
My name is Gary, and happy holidays to everyone.
Hey, this is Kyle with the Marketing and Communications Department at MTA, and I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday.
Time to wake up. I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Don't forget, you've got a job to do today. Hey, Mom. I got the job. Thanks.
Got the job. Welcome aboard.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator. Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. We'll rope it up, cause we know how to jump. We'll roll it out, cause we know how to skate. We'll cut it down, cause we know what to eat. We'll swap it out. We eat healthy stuff. Can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. Can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. Yeah, well, come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. We'll ball it up, cause we know how to hoop. We'll mess around, cause we know how to play. We'll drop it down, cause we know how to dance. We'll veg it up, veggie night and day. Can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. All in together now, we can make it better now.
Search We Can to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Our next guest almost doesn't need an introduction because he's recognized and known immediately at just a glance. See what I mean? We welcome everyone's favorite. He's Santa. Hi, Santa. Welcome to Commuter Connections.
Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you. Well, we certainly appreciate that you've taken time to join us for the show. I know that this is a very busy time of the year for you.
Yes, very busy, but I know I would make time for you, Miss Sandy.
Thank you very much. So tell us a little bit about your preparations for the holiday. What's going on?
Well, so far, the elves and I and Mrs. Claus, we're all up at the North Pole getting those toys ready for the youngsters. All over the world, Christmas Eve is just the busiest time ever.
Wow.
Kids just look so forward to the opening up toys on Christmas morning.
And tell me, what are some of the favorite toys? What are the children asking for this year?
Anything Minion.
Okay. Okay.
And the bigger kids, they want a hoverboard so they can fly across the air just like Santa.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Now, that sounds a little scary, but okay.
And dangerous.
And dangerous, so they have to definitely be careful with that. So how early do you start? I mean, you have so many children that look forward to seeing you.
Yes,
and
we start immediately after Christmas. The day after, we're getting prepared.
So I know in getting ready for Christmas Day, there's so many things that you have to do. But leading up to that, there are a number of things that you're doing in the community where you're out and about, maybe reaching out to the children. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I understand that MTA has been offering, they have a train garden up at Mondawmin Station, down in the mezzanine level.
Oh,
the kids can go, it's interactive, and the kids can go in and play and touch buttons and enjoy the train set.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes. Some other community things, adopting families. The MTA Police Department, they've done a great job of adopting families during this time of year, those who are less fortunate. And even the great department at Metro has done some things as well.
Oh, that's great. So are you normally a part of those activities?
Of course, yes.
Great.
And we even have a bus driver. Santa will get out and drive a bus. Not only a sleigh, he'll drive a bus.
Oh, wow. Now that should be entertaining for our transit riders, huh?
Yes.
That's awesome. So will they drive the entire route? Is that something that they will do?
They'll pick a particular route, and they'll drive the whole route during that time.
Awesome. Yes. I'm sure the kids love that.
Kids love it. And the big kids love it as well.
Kids love it. So when they see you on the street, what's the reaction that you get from the public?
What can you get me on my list?
Uh-oh. And do you ask them if they've been naughty or nice?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
And not all have been naughty, and not all have been nice.
Okay, well, I'll make sure you have my list before you leave today, okay?
You got it.
No, that's... Okay, Santa, we're going to behave here now. So I know when you also are visiting, you're getting lots of milk and cookies. I see you holding the tummy there.
Oh, yes. My favorite. My favorite is chocolate chip.
Now, do you ever get tired of getting
Never get tired of chocolate chip cookies.
And I guess it's a nice little break, huh, when you're eating while you're putting together the toys and doing all of that.
Well, you see, my hourglass figure is now turned into a 2-liter.
But I'm sure Miss Claus loves it, right? She loves you just the same, right? Just a little bit more of you to hold on to, right?
That's right.
Well, this has been great. I'm glad that we had a chance to talk. Now, with you being as busy as you are, what do you do? Do you ever get any downtime? What do you do in your spare time?
Well, Santa is going to take a vacation.
Are you?
Santa is going to find a beach and kick back with some sun and some sand in my feet.
Well, that sounds awesome. That sounds, and you know what? You work very hard. You deserve some downtime.
Yes, I appreciate it.
You deserve to relax a little bit and just enjoy yourself, right?
Yes.
And this way, too, you'll be ready to get back at it, because I'm sure there's lots of more work to do for the next Christmas holiday, right?
You got it.
All right. Well, Santa, thank you for joining us here on Commuter Connections. It's been great to have you.
You're so welcome.
This holiday edition of our program is a special one, not only because we're joined by Santa, but also because this is our 200th program. It's certainly a major production milestone. 200 programs is a lot of shows, and we thank you for watching and for allowing us to be a part of your television viewing. We're going to do a little celebrating here with Santa and a number of the people who make this program possible each month. Santa, would you care to have a slice of our celebration cake?
I must say I will.
Now, in closing, we want to wish you and your family the very best for the holiday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again in the new year. Take care. That's really good. All right.